education still remains the key that unlocks doors of unlimited opportunities and exposes one to global trends and emerging realities of life. It is also the bedrock of meaningful development in any society. Unfortunately, education is one of the sectors worst affected by heinous activities of Boko Haram insurgents at the wake of the crisis, as the terrorists had destroyed more than 5,000 school buildings comprising primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions. In about 15 years of insurgency, over 530 teachers were killed and orphaned 52,293 children, which affected school enrollment in the state. These destructions have tremendous setbacks to education in Borno, and with the return of peace, the state government swiftly embarked on transforming the sector through the construction of new schools and renovation of destroyed ones across the state, in addition to recruitment of more teachers and trainings, as well as introduction of policies that have direct impact on boosting education in Borno. To further ensure sound and quality education, Borno State Ministry of Education, Science, Technology and Innovation has been monitoring schools, both public and private, as well as reviewing all educational books used in schools with the aim to ensure standard and quality education is achieved. This shall be our focus this afternoon on Panorama from the studio of NTA Maiduguri. I am Abubakar Musa. There is a strong indication that the 2024 budget awaiting legislative passage and presidential approval will heavily focus on capital projects to improve infrastructure across the country. President Bola Tinubu gave the hint when he received members of the APC National Working Committee NWC at his Lagos private residence. State House correspondent Musbau Danwahab reports.
APC National Working Committee members on a Utah break visit to their presidents and their national leader for years. First meeting between the president and the NWC members since the Supreme Court confirmed his 2023 election victory. It was a victory indicating the relevance of a progressive party at the center, at least to the next general election. And so, the party, as indicated by its national chairman, has resolved to remain active all year round while also evolving innovation to maintain dominance as it prepares for the upcoming by-elections for some states and National Assembly seats.
We assure Your Excellency that under your leadership and consent and with the mass-based strategies we have put in place, we will secure all the seats available for the electoral contest, inshallah.
To facilitate this, the party is preparing for digital registration of its members, just as it is also on the verge of establishing its National Institute of Progressive Studies.
So this institute will take us through all the processes, and in conjunction with our manifesto, in conjunction with our policies, we are coming up with a definite identity for APC as a political party.
President Tinubu was again appreciative of the effort of his party leaders and members leading to his success at the poll. As he said, his attention is now focused on delivering the promises, which include to improve the nation's economy and infrastructure.
I'm expecting the budget to be out anytime soon. You will see the tilt towards the capital expenditure, and we are working on that. We have to renew the infrastructure decay and reverse that decay collectively.
Equally bothered about the number of out-of-school children in the country, the president suggested drastic measures by governments across levels.
One area to tackle that is building more schools, recruiting more teachers, and providing 1 meal a day for our school children.
And just as he promised continued loyalty for his party, the APC leaders assured him of necessary support to ensure his success in office. From Lagos, Musbau and Wahab, NTA News.
NTAs, the harrowing experiences occasioned by communal, religious and ethnic crisis in Plateau State are one too many. As a result of this, Vice President Kashim Shettima and the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu say enough is enough. The duo expressed this concern while on a sympathy visit to Plateau State over the recent crisis in Bokos, Mangu and Barkiladi local government areas that claimed many lives and property. Ilyasu Yakubu has more on that.
To identify with the victims of the crisis elicited the feeling of sense of belonging among the victims. The Vice President said the lost glory of Plateau State as home of peace and tourism must be restored as he directed security agencies to fish out the perpetrators. He expressed sadness over what he described as unnecessary taking of human lives and appeal for peace to reign.
There is no religion that sanctions the killing of the innocent. But most importantly, this government is determined to dispense justice.
We have to find in our own hearts and by our own actions, with our own resolve and commitment, and say enough is enough.
Plateau State Governor Caleb Manasseh Mutfwan thanked the Vice President for the show of solidarity and promised to work with all relevant stakeholders for the entrenchment of peace on the plateau.
We, the leaders of the plateau, will become united. Amen. And I want to believe that the seed of that unity has been sown. That the blood of the innocent lives have been shed will continue to speak to our conscience. That we will rise to the occasion. Enough is enough.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has been directed by the Vice President to immediately commence the distribution of relief materials to cushion the effects of the crisis.
The materials have been loaded, and like I assured the Vice President, these materials will start arriving in the state capital in another 2 hours.
The Vice President charged traditional rulers and opinion leaders to always dialogue among the people to prevent bloodshed. From Bokos local government in the area of Plateau State, Ilyasu Yakubu, NTA News.
Panorama, Minister of State for Defense Mohammed Bello has charged senior officers of the Nigerian Army to redouble their efforts and synergies across services to combat the nation's emerging security threats. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the minister gave the charge at the investiture of newly promoted senior army officers in Abuja.
The dreams and aspiration of every military officer is to rise to the peak of their career, particularly the enviable rank of a major general. So, to these 47 brigadier generals, elevated to a 2-star general, it is a dream come true.
Your promotion is a testimony of your many years of hard work, dedication, and the commitment to serving our great nation. As a Nigerian, I know firsthand the sacrifices that come with attaining the height of it takes. It is a lot of courage, discipline, and resilience to rise through the rank of major generals.
These 47 in the words of the Chief of Army Staff, promotion comes from God, but hard work and commitment to duty are also critical.
I must acknowledge that the process that produced the 47 major generals who have just decorated may not have been perfect, but I must add that it was as fair and thorough as possible to produce near-perfect results.
75 other promoted senior officers are to be decorated in their various units and formations. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Not done with issues that have to do with security yet, Theatre Commander Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai, Major General Gold Chibuisi has imparted invaluable wisdom to newly promoted officers, urging them to embrace humility, empathy, and patience in their elevated roles as the command is working hard towards ending the insurgency in the Northeast region. This was during the decoration of 8 newly promoted officers of Operation Hadinkai held at the headquarters of the Theatre Command in Maiduguri. Here is Fatima Isa with the rest of the story.
The theatre commander charged the newly promoted officers to put in their best in the command's quest to clear all remnants of the insurgents. Among the officers decorated are Colonel Muhammad Aliyu Abdullahi and Colonel O.A. Owolabi, rising to the rank of Brigadier General. The investiture, a beacon of honor, also extended its radiance to officers from various security agencies, including the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, as well as the Nigerian Correctional Service. The newly adorned officers, from colonel to brigadier generals, expressed gratitude for the unwavering commitment of Theatre Commander Operation Hadinkai Major General Gold Chibuisi in the sustained clearance operations that weakened the insurgents in the region.
Try your best to have a balanced view. In your office, you please patient. In your house, in your homes. Your family should be able to see that you have been upgraded.
The momentous occasion generated appreciation not only from the officers but also from their families, who recognized the significance of the event. The investiture, a testament to dedication and excellence, unfolded as a symbol of Nigeria Army's commitment to leadership in Maiduguri. Fatima Isa, NTA News.
If you're just joining us, you're on to Panorama on the Nigerian Television Authority. Let's take a break here. More reports for you shortly.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
About 7,000 teachers were recruited into the teaching service in Borno towards repositioning the education sector in the state. This is in addition to different strategies used in addressing educational deficits, brain drain, and curbing radical views through education. Zainab Adam will now tell us more.
The education system is one of the worst hit sectors by insurgency, with thousands of schools destroyed, while the few remaining ones were not accessible, with students and teachers living in perpetual fear at the peak of the insurgency. Borno State government, through the State Ministry of Education, Science, Innovation and Technology, embarked on the spot assessment, hand-on approach, and monitoring of school reconstruction to change the narratives by encouraging school enrollment and participation, as well as addressing infrastructural deficits. Chairman Borno State Universal Basic Education Board, Professor Bula Makagu, and Chairman Secondary Education Board, Professor Suleiman Bello, said they are working assiduously to reduce learning poverty in the state.
His Excellency, in just 1 year in office, directed for the employment of 1,000 teachers. Because of the passion he has, his father went ahead just recently to employ another 4,000 teachers into the system.
If you go to most of these communities, and to our primary schools in particular, you can see new structures put in place. Teachers deployed to these schools in virtually all the local government areas, about 27. across the state, across the 3 senatorial districts. And then, of course, you can find a lot of instructional materials, such as, textbooks, assorted textbooks for different subject areas, and even writing materials.
Monitoring and evaluation of school performance is being done to ensure education output is achieved and yielding positive results. In Maiduguri, Zainab Adam, NTA News.
Having suffered great setback due to insurgency, the education sector in Borno is now being repositioned as part of measures to address the root causes of the crisis, with government taking bold steps to maintain quality and standard of education through frequent monitoring, infrastructural development, training and retraining of teachers, among others. Now, with me to discuss how the Borno State government is revamping the education sector in the post-insurgency era is the Commissioner for Education, Science, Innovation and Technology, Lawan Abowakilbi. Sir, it's actually great to have you here today.
Thank you very much. Compliments of the season.
Okay, same to you. Now, there are mass constructions and renovations of schools in virtually all the local government areas. Is the government focusing only on infrastructural development of the education sector?
No, not only on the infrastructural development, but you have to understand that infrastructure is the most vital component of any institution. According to the 2015 World Bank Recovery and Peace Building Assessment Report, RPBA report, 5,000 school infrastructure was destroyed in the state, leading to 1.8 million children out of school. Our massive infrastructural intervention has now reduced our number of out-of-school children to less than 1 million. You see, that is a big achievement. It created access. Other interventions, if you look at our scholarship program, we have given billions of naira to thousands of students to study abroad and within the country. Government spends more than $1 billion annually in subsidizing external exams like the SSCE exams and other related exams. In 1 year alone, we have distributed more than 1.5 million books, uniforms, bags, and other back-to-school items. We have equipped our schools with latest laboratory equipment and so many ICT facilities. I can go on and on. And the importance of an infrastructure, we never had a state university. We built it from scratch. If that enabling infrastructure is not there, how can we operate a university? We have even gone further now to commence, to almost complete the construction of the ongoing teaching hospital, state teaching hospital, and College of Medical Sciences. So infrastructure is vital. When you don't have the infrastructure, you don't have the major vehicle to drive the whole process.
All right, that's the cheering news, I must say. Education Commissioner, how do you intend to boost education and achieve quality and standard in the state?
First of all, we intend to retain those we have enrolled in school. We intend to build and improve on existing standards. We intend to equip our schools, our beautiful schools, with the latest and state-of-the-art equipment. We are going to create centers of excellence in our public primary and secondary school to make them second to none. We will continue to engage in system strengthening, and we shall continue to engage more competent hands to run affairs of the education in the state.
Okay, tell us now, has the ministry carried along parents, teachers, and other critical stakeholders in its quest to achieve success in the back-to-school campaign drive at primary and junior secondary levels?
Yes, that is why it has been so successful. First of all, we have a very strong and one of the most functional school-based management system in the country. Our SBMC, I can say, is second to none. Our back-to-school enrollment drive is usually community-based. Every member and strata of the community engage in that activity, starting from the governor to the most, to the lowest rank in the traditional institution. We have also a mechanism where we empower parents to ensure that children come to school. Then parents run the grievance mechanism system of the state. The government uses parents to check on the ministry.
All right. Okay, what do you want each and everyone out there to take away from the Borno State Ministry of Education, Science, Technology and Innovation with regards to the restructuring of this very vital sector?
We shall make qualitative education available to the most less privileged child.
Does that?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Great equity in the education system.
All right. Okay. At this point, we'd like to say a very big thank you to you for your insight into Panorama this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
All right. We've actually been discussing with the Borno State Commissioner for Education, Science, Technology and Innovation, Lawan Abba Wakilbi. Let's move on now. 26 next of kin of deceased police officers have received a check each towards ensuring that the sacrifices made by their breadwinners in defending the territorial integrity of Nigeria does not go in vain. The benevolence is in line with the Inspector General of Police vision of upholding the dignity and principles of the Nigeria Police Force. The report. The presentation of checks each to next of kin of police officers who died in active service amounting to the tune of 41,471,227 naira 28 kobo is part of the group life assurance benefits and family welfare insurance scheme of Nigeria's Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbe-Tokun. Presenting the checks to all the beneficiaries, Borno State Commissioner of Police Mohammed Lawal Yusufu acknowledged the Inspector General of Police transformational initiatives, especially in terms of according utmost priority to the welfare of families of deceased personnel and living ones, which he explained is placing the image of the force in good light.
I wish with empathy and sympathy render my deepest condolence to the families of our departed heroes. We understand your pain and hardship you have been facing in the absence of your loved ones.
The beneficiaries have not only prayed for the overall progress of the Inspector General of Police and the Nigeria Police Force in general, but have described how the assistance will change their lives positively. The Nigeria Police Force, under the administration of the current IG, has reaffirmed determination to continue to give prominence to issues affecting welfare of police personnel. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Musa, NTA News. Olumide Eguntola with that.